If you're a realtor and you're serious about growing your pipeline and getting in front of new buyers and sellers without relying on Zillow, word of mouth, or any of the other traditional methods that you might have heard of in the past, this video is going to break down the exact strategy that we used to land my realtor client a $3.3 million buy-sell transaction in Frisco. So I'm going to break down what that ad looks like, why it was so effective, and we're actually going to hear from the realtor's client and why she thought the ad was so effective, so you won't just be hearing it from me. So the first thing you need to understand is I work with all different types of service businesses, not just realtors. If you have a local service that you sell to people here in Colorado, this strategy is broadly applicable to you, not just realtors. But here's why this was so effective. And it comes down to a couple different things. The first was the ad. The first thing that makes this ad so effective is that we shot it on location in Frisco. So when we tie the business owner to a local landmark or something that's instantly recognizable for people, they're more inclined to stick around and watch that video, especially if it's shot really well with some nice colors and a golden hour and all these other things that go into a really well-produced piece of content. People want to stick around because it's recognizable to them. We also take time to sit down with you and understand what your buyers' pain points are, buyers and sellers. So we sat down with Jillian and really digested what it was that she was hearing on the market so that we could speak to those buyers and they felt like she understood their pain points. The other thing is that location specificity, the fact that it was shot on location in Frisco, is what made that so irresistible to this client. So let's listen to her and see what she has to say about it.
Sometimes things on Instagram ads come up and you roll your eyes and you're like, oh, I hate that my phone's listening to me. But then other times, it was so perfect because your ad popped up and of course it's, you're on Main Street in Frisco, I think and then you had a couple shots in downtown Breckenridge. And for me, I was in. I wanted to just watch it just for the scenery. And by the end of it, I was like, she seems really awesome.
What makes this strategy so much more impactful than just running paid ads is the strategy and follow-up system that we install and coach you through in addition to those ads. When this buyer came in from the ad, it was January. By her own admission, she wasn't even in the market to buy a property, but that's okay. We know that not every single person we reach with our ads is ready to buy right now. And so that's why we put them into our tracking system so that we have multiple touch points with them, so that we don't lose track of them. And then by the time April rolled around, she was ready to buy and Jillian was the first person that she was thinking of. So we've got the ad, we've got the tracking system associated with it, and we taught Jillian how to speak to these people when they come in from her ad in a personable way that's not salesy and moves that conversation towards an in-person meeting and eventually showing some homes and understanding what that buyer is after. So I just want to walk through the timeline of this because it's actually pretty incredible, the amount of trust that you can build ahead of time with someone when they're consuming your content. So this timeline was Jillian met them on a Saturday, and within 8 days, they had an offer on the house that they were selling, that they had 3 competitive offers on, so they actually got more than they were asking for. That offer was accepted a couple days later, and then within that same week, they were under contract on their new house that Jillian found for them for under asking price. Pretty incredible result when they trusted Jillian with that whole process. So why did this build trust so quickly with Jillian? Well, Katie said that Jillian was very disarming, but she was also really on top of it. She's got that laid-back mountain vibe, but when push comes to shove, Jillian's on top of her stuff, and she knows what she's doing. So building that trust ahead of time, having consistent visibility, knowing what to say, and then having a follow-up system assigned to that are all of the things that work in harmony to make sure that Jillian actually got this sale directly from Instagram. And the best part is, she's not paying 40% of her commission to Zillow. She gets to keep all $70,000 of that. So if this system is something that you feel like you need to implement in your business, comment the word local and follow this channel. I'll reach out to you and give you a personalized breakdown of what you can be doing in your business today.